Lights are a little brighter, things are a little bigger, fans are a little louder. I don't know. I mean, the nostalgia behind it, I think, plays big here. Every team has big leaguers on it, so I mean, it's no different here. Just there's a couple big ones that can swing it pretty hard. So I mean, it's just going with the same game plan. We're gonna go through the scouting reports and, you know, follow Gomer back there and see where we go.
From Midtown in Manhattan, you take the 4 train uptown to 161st Avenue in the Bronx. And there you will find the new Yankee Stadium, home of the 27-time world champions. It's the series finale today between the Tribe and the Bronx Bombers. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. So far, New York has won the first 2 games, but they've been beating up on everybody of late. They've won 14 out of 15, which that's their best stretch in almost 20 years. And at 23-10, they're tied for the 3rd best start in 60 years.
They are firing on all cylinders. I mean, their starting pitching has been very good. The bullpen has been great. They're averaging 6 runs a ball game. They've hit 21 homers, you know, so everything they're doing seems to be right now. It's just tough to give them games, and that's what the Indians have done here in the first 2 games. They've helped out those New York Yankees, and they don't need much help.
Well, Mike Clevenger is going to get the start today for the Indians, and since 1974, he's off to the 6th best road scoreless streak in franchise history.
Yeah, 2-0, hasn't given up a run in his 14 1/3 innings, and he's going to have to stay aggressive with this Yankee team, try not to walk many, and just stay aggressive and get outs. He's been very successful so far this year.
We'll be back with the play-by-play, the Indians and the Yankees, coming up next right here on Sports Time Ohio. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. And by Cleveland Clinic Express Care online. Tap the app for 24/7 virtual visits. Back here at Yankee Stadium in New York, where the Indians and the Yankees will wrap up this 3-game weekend series. The Indians trying to avoid being swept here in the Big Apple as Mike Clevenger will go for the Indians, and Domingo Germán will make his first major league start today for the Yankees. He's been pitching out of the bullpen, but today he goes to the mound as the starting pitcher. A little bit cooler as we get ready for today's first game, and a pretty good breeze blowing in from left field. Let's pause now for the playing of our national anthem. New York has won 5 in a row, 14 out of 15. They're just one game back of front-running Boston in the American League East. The Indians, despite losing 7 of their last 11, still lead the AL Central. They're one game over 500, 2.5 better than second place Detroit. Before we get today's game underway, let's go downstairs to Andre Knott with our Hear Right sounds of the game.
Thank you very much, Matt. Well, Mike Clevenger's had 2 days here at Yankee Stadium to take it all in and to see exactly what this Yankees lineup is all about. And in today's Hear Right sounds of the game, he talks about what he must do to be successful versus the Yankees.
Shutting the inning down with two outs, and I don't know if it's maybe getting amped up again. Got 2 quick outs, and then fall behind on a guy, and then I don't know, just kind of holding it together when there's 2 outs or someone gets on with 2 outs in scoring position. That's why I love starting. Because it's obviously probably more fun just come out the bullpen, throw as hard as you can. But the chess game is kind of what I fell in love with starting, and it was because after the first time through the order, if you're throwing 99 or 90, it's going to be the same thing to those guys. So that's when you really have to pick and choose, like what I do to him last AB, what I just set him up with, what I throw to him that he just swung at and missed, and then try to read swings and see if he's. Some hitters will even DQ on throw a good fastball and they'll look like they later look like they fouled it straight back and it's on the barrel, but actually you got the handle. That's the funnest part of it.
There is so much that goes into each at bat for a starting pitcher and a catcher.
Yeah, there sure is, and it's going to be interesting. Let's take a look at today's Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher, Domingo Germán, making his first major league start, coming off 4 innings against the Houston Astros 5 days ago, where he pitched very well. 4 innings, 4 hits, did not allow a run. He walked 1 and struck out 4. Never faced an Indians hitter before.
Francisco Lindor leads it off for the Indians, and Domingo Germán with a fastball called a strike.
2-seam, 4-seam fastball with a curveball and changeup.
And that might have been the changeup or breaking ball, and it's 0-2. .61 degrees here at game time. Cloudy skies. Up and away. Lindor in the series has gone 3 for 8 with a double and a home run. And a ground ball to second base. Gleyber Torres throws him out, 1 down. The rest of the Indians starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. For Terry Francona, Jason Kipnis bats second. Jose Ramirez will hit third. He's had a good series with the bat. Michael Brantley in the cleanup spot. Edwin Encarnacion hits fifth. Then it's Yonder Alonso, followed by Yan Gomes, Tyler Naquin, and Greg Allen, who was just called up today. He'll play center field And bat ninth, the Indians option Ben Taylor, relief pitcher, back to AAA. Indians weren't sure how Bradley Zimmer would react today after he crashed into the center field wall very hard yesterday and had to leave the game. And so Terry Francona and the Indians front office felt like, let's get Greg Allen up here, give us a little help, a little depth, just in case. The 0-1. The irony is that it leaves a somewhat beleaguered bullpen already, even a little thinner here today.
Yes, it does. Well, they're ending a string of 18 games in 17 days today with an off day tomorrow as they head to Milwaukee, so that's certainly going to help.
Now the 0-2. Herman misses up and away with a fastball. Missed outside with it, 2-2. Three balls, two strikes. Ooh, and that's strike three called.
Got that curveball in on first 3-2 count. Let's check out that Yankees defense behind Herman today. In the outfield, Gardner is in left, Hicks in center, Judge is over in right. On the infield, Andujar is at third, Gregorius at short, Torres at second, Walker is at first with Sanchez doing the catching.
Lance Barrett has the plate, Lance Barksdale at first, crew chief Tim Timmons at second, Tony Randazzo at third. Jose Ramirez, he looks at that breaking ball for a strike.
He throws that breaking ball quite a bit.
Quickly 0-2 again.
Curveball, changeup, and then the two fastballs, a two-seamer and a four-seamer.
Missed outside. Checked on a ball down and in. He did not go. 2-2. Ramirez 4 for 8 in this series. 2 doubles and a home run. In the air to left. And Brett Gardner makes the catch. The Indians go in order. The Yankees are coming to bat.
of the first, and he will be the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher for the Tribe, and he is 2-0 with a 282. Both wins coming on the road. Has not allowed an earned run this year in the road starts of 14 and the third inning. So we'll see if Cleb, this will be his first start against the Yankees. He pitched just an inning against them last year.
Aaron Boone's starting lineup today: Gardner, Judge, Gregorius, Sanchez, Hicks, and Walker. And then all rookies at the bottom: Miguel Andujar, Tyler Austin, and Gleyber Torres. Third game, third different starting lineup for the Yankees. Brett Gardner looks at the pitch outside, ball one. Gardner with a hit in each of the first two games of this series. 2-0. Trying to slowly climb his way out of a very slow start to the season. In the air, left field, but it's going to slice out of play. And the count 2-2.
Let's check the Indians defense when we have an opportunity. Brought to you by Jeep. Brantley, Allen, and Naquin in the outfield. It'll be Ramirez, Lindor, Kipnis, Alonso on the infield, and Gomes doing the catching.
The 2-2 is slapped out of play. Pop to left, Brantley makes the catch, one down. Storylines today brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Slow the Yankees roll. Nobody's been able to do it of late. They've won 14 of their last 15 games. And for Clevenger, stay calm, cool, and collected. That's the way he has pitched so far this year, and he'll need to do that maybe even more so here today. Aaron Judge looks at a pitch outside, ball one.
Clevenger's last start was against the Texas Rangers, where he pitched 6 2/3, gave up 7 hits and 3 runs. He left that ball game though trailing 2-0.
He's been very good after an Indians loss. Tribe trying to avoid a 3-game slide here in the Big Apple. Fouled back.
Yeah, the Yankees, you're catching them at the wrong time. They've been on some kind of roll, as you mentioned, in their last 15 games, 14-1.
Much like when the Indians came in here last year, they were in the midst of a historic run, and the Yankees could not do anything to slow down the Tribe. Now the 2-1. He checked. Good fastball in there, 2-2. Didi Gregorius waits on deck. Judge 2 for 8 in the series. A double and a homer in game 1. A little low. And the Yankees have a 1-out base runner. Didi Gregorius went 0 for 5 on Friday night, sat out yesterday. But you can see he's having a stellar start to the year. 10 homers, 30 runs batted in.
30 runs batted in are second in the league to Jed Lowry out in Oakland, having a nice start too. 31 RBIs for the Oakland A's.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Comes back with a good changeup here and well located down. He's thrown one. That one was about 87 miles an hour earlier in the Judge at bat. He threw one that was about 90.
Out of play. Just underway here on a Sunday afternoon in New York. Bottom of the first. 1 out, runner at first base. And a 1-2 pitch to Gregorius. Checked in. It was very close. Looked like he made a good enough pitch to get the strikeout. Didn't get it called.
Take a look on our Nissan pitch tracker. That was a good breaking ball in a good spot. And that's a nothing wrong with that pitch.
Outside, full count.
I would think you could start your runner here with the full count and Gregorius up there, figuring he's going to put it in play.
Judge draws the throw, and they got him.
A quick feet.
Alonso slaps the tag on him.
Mike Clevenger. He
Second
was
out
going.
of the inning.
I think he was going, but watch how quick he is to first. He flinched right there and just his wheels were spinning, and you can see the tag put on by Alonso on that arm. And they're not going to challenge. He was out.
Oh yeah, he did get that tag on him.
So that certainly helps.
Now the 3-2 to Gregorius. And a ground ball headed up the middle. Backhanded stop. Diving attempt by Kipnis. What a play. Jason Kipnis robs Gregorius of a 2-out single. And we are scoreless after 1 in New York.
at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply.
For the Indians here in the second inning, Michael Brantley, Edwin Encarnacion, and Yonder Alonso. Brantley 0 for 3 yesterday. Over his last 11 games, though, Brantley has collected 15 hits. With the shift on, Torres, long throw, scooped by Walker. One down.
Now goes to his backhand side, ranging to his right, and you can see the flip, and he gets a little help from Walker on the pickup to get out number one. Second ground ball out to second base.
Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin 1 for 4 yesterday, a double and a run batted in. .96 down and in.
He has a little movement to that fastball as well.
And Encarnacion out looking. Second strikeout for Domingo Germán. Player profile brought to you by Levin Furniture. Here's a look at how Domingo Germán uses his pitches.
And look how he likes to throw that curveball. You see the two fastballs, the four-seamer, two-seamer, and then his changeup. So you can pretty much going to see a couple of off-speed pitches, it seems like, in every at-bat. But he's throwing 96. He has a very good arm.
Germán has been a starter in the minor leagues. Last year pitched just 7 games for the Yankees, all out of the bullpen. Alonso with a lazy pop to right. The Indians go 1-2-3. No score, middle of the second.
Season ticket package for the best seats at the best prices with the best perks. Save big over single game prices. You can get access to the summer season ticket autograph party and plenty more. Visit Indians.com for the details.
Gary Sanchez to lead off for New York here in the second. He was 1 for 4 Friday night with a home run. Did not play yesterday. Takes a strike. Fastball outside edge. Put Sanchez in the hole 0-2. Swung on and missed at the breaking ball, and Mike Clevenger has his first strikeout, 30th on the year. Our showstopper from last night. Big battle in the desert. Arizona facing Houston. Astros tie it up in the bottom of the 8th inning. But in the end, it would be A.J. Pollock on a ball that hits the third baseman, caroms by the shortstop, and the Diamondbacks walk him off. Arizona 22-11. 3.5 game lead over the Rockies in the NL West.
Yeah, A.J. Pollock, how hot has he been in his last 9 games? 5 homers and 10 ribbies. He's off to a tremendous start.
And the Dodgers, the team everybody really eyeballed as the team that would run away with the West, they're 15-18, 7 games back in the NL West, 4th place.
Clayton Kershaw just went on the disabled list.
Yeah, I mean, it's swing and a miss by Aaron Hicks. 1-2 the count. Third game for Hicks. Third different spot in the order. He hit 6th in the opener. He batted 3rd yesterday. Now on the 5 hole today. Two and 2. Popped him up. Ramirez stays with it.
Boy, you can see what that wind is doing to the baseball. That thing, he had to come up and ended up catching it on the side of the mound. Keep coming, keep coming. Look at that thing, just kept drifting towards the pitcher's mound. He ends up finally catching it.
Well, the breeze is blowing in from left, but in this stadium where it's mostly enclosed, you get some kind of swirling effect that can play tricks on fielders at times. Neil Walker takes a strike. Walker 0 for 3 yesterday, but he had one crucial at bat. It came in the 5th inning after Trevor Bauer had retired the first 13 in a row to start the game, and he drew a walk. That started the domino effect. He'll ground to Alonso here, and the Yankees go in order. Scoreless through 2 in New York. 2, or inning number 3, excuse me. No score. Yan Gomes, Tyler Naquin, and Greg Allen for the Indians. Domingo Polanco Herman. Originally with the Marlins out of the Dominican Republic. He came to the Yankees after the 2014 season, along with Nathan Eovaldi and Garrett Jones, in exchange for David Phelps and Martin Prado. But then Herman missed the entire 2015 season after he had Tommy John surgery, blew out his elbow in spring training. After the season ended, as Gomes is out on strikes, Herman was a minor league free agent. The Yankees re-signed him. And that became a big move for them because he's done a nice job pitching out of the bullpen, and now in his first major league start, he's retired the first 7 in a row.
You can see the stuff is there. Good fastball and a nice changeup to go with a curveball. Only 25 years old, 6'2".
Tyler Naquin looks at a ball down low. Naquin a hit in each of the first 2 games of this series. He's gone 2 for 5. One ball, one strike. Popped in the air. Right side, foul ground, and just out of play.
Seemed like that wind helped push that ball a little bit out of play as well.
Yeah, it looked like off the bat, Walker felt like he was going to have a shot at it. So you can see those flags are blowing from left field over the top of the stadium.
Yeah, we came in here. It was awfully warm on Friday night. Cooled down a little bit yesterday. Today, there is a little chill in the air.
79 degrees our game time temperature Friday night. 70 degrees yesterday at 1 o'clock, and 61 degrees here today. Up and in. 2-2. And Naquin down swinging. Tell you one thing, Arch, what we've seen already here is Domingo Herman has a very good feel for changing speeds.
Yeah, for off-speed pitches, and we showed you the breakdown, but that's that curveball that he throws almost 40% of the time. You know, and then he mixes in that little fastball and then a changeup. So that, and first time he's faced the Indians, but he struck out 4 of the first 8 hitters.
Greg Allen back with the big league club. Takes a strike. Greg Allen was with the big league club for the 2-game series in Puerto Rico. Teams were allowed to add an extra man for that series. He's in the hole 0-2. And a ground ball to first. Indians again go 1-2-3. No score, middle of the 3rd.
Milwaukee on Wednesday. They'll have an off day Thursday, and then Friday the Kansas City Royals will be in town back home. It'll be the first dollar dog night of the season, and you can grab a $15 district ticket, which is presented by Sportstime Ohio, or a $10 KeyBank Kids ticket, online only. Go to Indians.com for the tickets.
Miguel Andujar will lead off for New York here in the third inning. These are the baby bombers, as I guess the locals like to refer to young players. Miguel Andujar, Tyler Austin, Gleyber Torres, all rookies here, bottom of the lineup. But the veterans have appreciated their exuberance, their energy. These guys don't seem awed or overwhelmed by playing on this club, that's for sure.
No, they do not. This guy is really off to a tremendous start. He had a string of extra base hits going this year. He has 12 doubles, triple, 3 homers.
Swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. Oh man, that was a good pitch. Oh, and he did ring him up. Little delayed action. Second strikeout for Clevenger. One down here in the third.
Yeah, it did look like a good pitch. It certainly was a good pitch. Watch it on the outside part of the plate. Well, it might have been a tad low, but he got the call. Tell you what, that's a tough pitch to hit. You take it and hope it gets called the ball, but it did not.
Tyler Austin takes a breaking ball for a strike. Andre talked with Clevenger before today's start, and I thought it was interesting in the fact that Clevenger, he acknowledged the fact that there's certainly some mystique, some aura to this ballpark, and you can't be overwhelmed or intimidated by that. You have to embrace it and still go out and execute your pitches. And so far, Rick, that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, well, he's pitching on the best day of the three. It's a little cooler. Doesn't seem like it'll carry as much, but you're right. You got to execute them.
He's fan 3 back-to-back here in the third inning, and Andre, he doesn't look overwhelmed, awed, intimidated, anything.
No, he doesn't, but I thought it was big of him to say, yeah, this is Yankee Stadium. It's a big deal. He goes, but I'm going to go do my job. And I think that's part of him maturing and understanding its situation. And I think that's still the fun thing about some of these younger guys. They still get excited to come to these places. They're still fans themselves.
Gleyber Torres fouls one straight back.
But he was very matter of fact of, hey, this is a big place, but I still have to do what I do. I'm going to follow Gomer, and I'm going to do what he tells me to do. And we're going to get some outs and go play some ball.
Now the 0-1. He's a strike throwing machine here, just like his counterpart.
Yeah, I was going to say, both these guys are pounding the strike zone.
25 out of 39 pitches strikes for Clevenger. He walked Aaron Judge in the first inning, but then promptly picked him off at first base. Oh, man. Slowed it down and struck him out. Clevenger whiffs the side here in the third. And Duhar, Austin, Torres, all down on strikes. No score after 3. Yankee Stadium here in New York. Smattering of Indians fans throughout the ballpark. Lindor breaks his bat, bloops one left field. Gardner is going to be able to run it down. One pitch, one out. Domingo Germán has made 36 pitches so far. 26 have been strikes. And that's going to bring up Jason Kipnis, who was called out on strikes in the first. Up and away, ball one. Well, each pitcher has gone through the lineup once with no problem. We'll see what happens second time around. 2-0 for Kipnis. Good fastball, 2-1. We heard Mike Clevenger talk about it in the open about how, you know, that cat and mouse game, the chess match between pitcher and hitter, second time through the order. When you've breezed through, there's no reason to really change anything, is there, if you're a pitcher?
I wouldn't think so, no. And I was just going to see what adjustments they make the second time through. And Lindor came up and swung at the first pitch.
When you ride with the Indians in Velosano, your registration is free. You get an Indian cycling jersey, and all the proceeds benefit cancer research at Cleveland Clinic. Visit velosano.org/Indians for details on joining their team. They had a huge cycling event here in New York City today that I guess went through all the 5 boroughs.
Yes.
And it made getting to the ballpark a little tricky. We had to take a detour, went through Harlem by the old Apollo Theater. But I mean, there were cyclists as far as the eye could see.
Yeah, we would have made it down to Yankee Stadium in about 15 minutes. We caught every light going down Madison Avenue. And then all of a sudden the bridge was closed.
Yeah. Can't go this way.
We had to change, make an adjustment.
And for fans who maybe weren't with us on Friday night, the difference between Sunday and Friday in New York. Friday it took us an hour and 10 minutes to get to the ballpark. Today it would have been about 15.
Yeah.
Well, Jose Ramirez is the first Indians base runner on a 4-pitch walk with 2 down here in the 4th inning. And up comes Michael Brantley. Funny how that works, and I know Germán probably, along with the coaching staff, has identified Ramirez as a guy that, hey, be careful with him. He's hurt the Yankees at times in this series. But, you know, how do you retire, what, 11 in a row and then 4-pitch walk? Sometimes you just scratch your head, don't you?
Yeah, true, but that was the downfall yesterday. Trevor Bauer, if you remember, goes out there and you walk a hitter, and then all of a sudden we'll see how he does out of the stretch. First time he's been in the stretch today.
Brantley swings over the top. 1-1. Watch the changeup action here.
Yes. You think it's his fastball and you got to get it started, but you know, that had pretty good movement on it as well.
Lifted on the left side. This will probably make the seats, and it will. And a ball and 2 strikes.
See Sanchez looking at all his little scouting report on the wrist right there, checking it out to see maybe with Brantley with 2 strikes what they wanted to do.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. 5 Ks for Germán. No score, middle of the 4th.
heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Well, Sunday afternoon pitching battle breaking out here in New York. Bottom of the 4th inning. No score. Brett Gardner looks at the first pitch, curveball for strike 1.
It's a nice get me over curveball.
Weekly tap to second base. Kipnis unloads in a hurry, and Gardner is out number 1.
Well, so far Clevenger has been in command. Good fastball that he's been able to keep down around the knees. Nice little breaking ball. Once you get ahead of him, the right-handers will chase that pitch. And there he got a nice call that was down in the zone. So he's on the mark, boy. Both these guys. This has been not much action here other than the pitchers in the first 4 innings.
Aaron Judge walked in the first inning. You think about Aaron Judge, and it's interesting how Judge is directly tied to the Indians in terms of how he got to New York. Nick Swisher was coming off a very productive run here in New York. Yankees allowed him to become a free agent. The Indians signed him, which coincided with Terry Francona taking over as the manager in Cleveland. Because of that free agent signing, as Judge goes down swinging, the Yankees received a compensation pick in the 2013 draft. And they used that compensation pick to select Aaron Judge. They didn't necessarily like him enough to take him with their original pick. They used that on the third baseman by the name of Eric Jagielo, who's still in the minor leagues with another team. I think maybe with the Marlins, I'm not sure.
How about that?
But Chris Antonetti said at the time they had discussions in their draft room about Judge. In fact, Chris said one of our scouts liked Judge better than the pitcher who was the #1 pick in the draft that year, went to the Astros, Mark Appel. Yeah.
Appel, yeah.
The 0-1.
Well, like we talk about it, you really never know. It turns into a crapshoot. Sometimes you would think the #1 pick would have to make it, but a lot of times they don't.
No. 0-1 pitch to Didi Gregorius. The Indians used their first-round pick that year. It was, I believe, that maybe the 6th overall. That they took Clint Frazier, who's now
in the minor leagues here
as part of the Andrew Miller package. The 1-1 down low. Two down here in the bottom of the 4th, and it's 3-1. Three and two. Payoff pitch. Bounce to first. Fair ball. Alonso says it's foul. The umpire signaled fair. And now Alonso's got a chase. And Gregorius is into second base. Take another look.
Well, the umpire was running out of the way, and Alonso thought it was a foul, but the umpire thought it was fair. Tito came out and talked to the home plate umpire, and he says, yeah, that was a fair ball. See if it gets chalk. Oh, yeah,
sure did.
Fair ball. No doubt.
Error charged to Alonso. So another defensive miscue for the Indians. That's their 5th error in the series.
Well, let's see if Mike Clevenger can pick up his defense. And that's hurt him in every game this series, their defense. Lindor was Friday and yesterday. You have 2 outs, so be nice if he could pick them up.
Sanchez swings and misses, and it's 1-1. Well, Francisco Lindor took it very hard. Yesterday after the game, he came right out and just said it. Look, we've lost both of these games because of me. He said, pitcher's doing a great job. Defense is doing a great job. I'm the one guy who's not getting it done. Put it all on me. I'm not helping. Now, he didn't say that to draw sympathy or anything of that nature. That's just him taking responsibility and saying, I've got to be better. He expects and demands of himself more than he expects or demands of anybody else.
Yeah. And hey, errors happen. That's going to happen. This guy, you know, he makes every play. You expect him to make every play, so he hasn't in this series. And the unfortunate thing for Frankie this year, he's made 7 errors already, and that's a lot for him.
The 1-2. He almost chased after it. Count evens now. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That was the pitch he was able to get Sanchez to swing at the first at bat, the breaking ball, but he was ahead of him.
Off the end of the bat, that might, no, it's going to go foul. Sanchez hit it right off the end. He's checking the end of that bat to see if it cracked at all, but it appears to be A-OK.
Matt, Tito had something pretty interesting to say before the game today about Lindor, saying what he said yesterday. He said after he made that error, he said he looked at Mills and he said, I hope he comes up as a tying run. It's a conversation you and I had during the game yesterday. Yeah. He said because that kid always comes up big in that situation. He goes, and a lot of guys can't do that or aren't able to do it. He goes, he always believes in Frankie and thought he would come through for him because he's done it in the past.
The 2-2. The one thing that was a hanger that he got away with, kept it just in enough. But the one thing about Lindor is that when he makes mistakes, he doesn't hang his head or brood about it. It fuels him, it angers him, and makes him better.
That's how you learn that it's a play this game, is through mistakes, you know, and that's how you get through it. Everybody makes them, and they're gonna make them.
2-2. Well, he wanted that one and just missed. He took a second look in at home plate umpire Lance Barrett, and it was just off. Very close though. It almost looked to me the way Sanchez held his bat. I'm not sure Clevenger could see that first set of signs. I think his bat might have been in the way. That's why he waited a little longer. He holds that bat initially very low before he brings it back. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him with a breaking ball. A half dozen Ks for Clevenger. Goose eggs through 4 in New York. The 2018 Kia Sorento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. No score, 5th inning now. Edwin Encarnacion will lead it off for the Indians. Out on strikes his first time up. And Domingo Germán with a first pitch breaking ball for strike one. He is whiffed on a fastball, did Gary Sanchez. Outside, 2-1. Lays off. 3 balls and a strike. Ball 4. Second walk issued by Germán. Indians have their second base runner, leadoff man aboard for the first time. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. White Sox lose Yoan Moncada to the DL, hamstring injury. Miguel Cabrera has the same injury for the Tigers. Darby Swanson for the high-flying Atlanta Braves is down. Yadi Molina, he's going to miss at least a month. And as you pointed out earlier, Clayton Kershaw. A lot of money on that list.
Yes, indeed.
Alonso fouls one down the right side and broke his back.
Get a new one, put a little bit of the grip on. He went after the first pitch and it got in his kitchen.
Takes down low. Two balls and a strike.
Well, it was the 2-out walk for the first base runner last inning to Ramirez, and now he walked Encarnacion to lead this inning off, and now he's throwing more balls and strikes, so hitters are getting themselves in a decent count.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
He has a, for a young guy, pretty good feel for his off-speed pitches, that's for sure. Usually for young pitchers, that's one of the things that come last, especially when you can throw 96.
No score, 5th inning. 2-2 pitch.
Four innings that Germán pitched in the last game. It was a combined shutout at Houston for Yankee pitchers, but he went 4 innings, and that's one of the longest stints out of the bullpen. So I just don't know if this guy's going to be on a pitch count or what. Montgomery started that game, the left-hander that was supposed to start against the Indians today. but got hurt, left the game. He pitched an inning, went on the disabled list. He's going to miss about 4 to 6 weeks, I think.
And a swing and a miss. Herman gets his 6th strikeout of the game.
Let's take a look at how he is featuring his pitches. That was the changeup. You have a curveball right there, a nice two-seam fastball, another curveball, and you know, he can throw the four-seamer, the two-seamer that moves. And that curveball is really, he throws probably more than any of the other 3 pitches he has.
Yan Gomes takes ball 1. First time through the order, Indians went 9 up, 9 down. Second time through, they've coached a couple of walks out of Herman. But not a single ball in this game on either side has been hit hard. Gomes falls behind 1-2. Sanchez couldn't hold it. Gomes stays alive. You mentioned before Herman making the start because of the injury to Montgomery, and the Yankees, one of only a very small number of teams who for the first time today are using someone out of their original starting 5. Only the Cubs, Rockies, and Astros have not used another pitcher other than their original starting 5. The Indians would have been on that list if not for the doubleheader. They had to call up an extra pitcher to start the doubleheader. 1-2, swing and a miss, and that's 7 Ks for Herman.
See a little shake of the head right there, but it comes as a changeup. That ball ran inside. You can see how he holds it deep into the mitt, and the grip on that changeup.
Adam Pletko for the Indians pitched much like Herman is pitching here today for the Yankees.
He did a nice job on his start, no question.
Tyler Naquin fouls one out of play. He's looking to get something on the board for the Tribe. Struck out his first time up. Upstairs. Naquin with a ground ball. Flagged down by Torres. And he throws him out. Gleyber Torres with a dynamite effort robs Naquin of a hit. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. No score in New York.
Tribe rewards, and today's Tribe rewards code is Francona. Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Bottom of the 5th inning. No score in New York. Each team has had 2 base runners. The Yankees had a 1-out walk in the 1st and a 2-out error that allowed Didi Gregorius to reach in the 4th. The Indians have had 2 base runners, both reaching via the walk. That has been it so far. One ball, one strike. Aaron Hicks popped up on the infield. His only time up. Right back up the middle, and the first hit of the game delivered by Aaron Hicks, leading off the bottom of the 5th.
Gets it on the ground on a high fastball. Got the ground ball, but it's right up the middle, finds a hole, and the first hit of the ball game coming in the 5th inning.
Neil Walker grounded out, his only time up in the 2nd.
With the 3 men over on the right side of the infield, if he happens to hit it to the left side, Lindor obviously is going to have to cover. And if he pulls it in that hole, he's going to have to get over there for Kipnis to throw it to him. Get a good look at it.
And Walker fouls one straight back. I don't know if Andre can remember the exact quote that he got from Clevenger, but he talked about these kinds of situations when you're facing a hitter and a guy fouls the ball off. You're trying to read what the hitter thinks.
The swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also talks sometimes about how a guy may fool you. You know, he'll throw a fastball and he says you don't get the swing that they really want to give you, and he says he has to pay attention to that and watch what a hitter's doing, because he says sometimes they'll DQ and they're letting you think something else.
The 2-2. How can you explain that a little bit more? How can you as a hitter, Arch, maybe do that to a pitcher?
Well, I don't know how you can set up a pitcher unless you're looking for a pitch and you just don't swing at it or something like that. And you might usually when those hitters are looking for a pitch that they're sitting on, they're gonna get after it.
Three-two, runner goes. Ball four. And the Yankees have something brewing now here in the fifth. The first two aboard. Miguel Andujar struck out his first time up. Weakly grounded. Lindor takes it himself, steps on the bag, and the Indians turn two.
Just what he was looking for. And wise of Lindor to just go ahead and take it himself. Step on the bag. He's got his momentum going that way. And got him to swing at that first pitch. And a double play.
And so with two down, Tyler Austin to the plate, runner at third base. Austin struck out in the third inning. Third ball for a strike. Tyler Austin was a 13th round pick back in 2010.
And a breaking ball to get ahead of him 0-2.
Up high with a heater.
That might be the show fastball right there, and come back with that good breaking ball. Slider going away. It was all part of it back in the third inning when Austin was up there and Mike Clevenger struck out the side.
Came back with that curveball as you predicted, but couldn't get him to chase after it. Curveball fouled back out of play. Swung on and missed. He went up the ladder with a fastball and strikes him out. 7 Ks for Clevenger. The Yankees get the first hit of the game, but he ends up stranded at third. No score. Domingo Germán is not allowed to hit and has struck out a career-high 7. Mike Clevenger's given up 1 hit and has also struck out 7.
Good old-fashioned showdown here by the two right-handers.
He's going to blink first. Greg Allen leads off the 6th for Cleveland. Grounded out his only time up.
You know, the Yankees are getting somebody up in their bullpen, and you knew it was just a matter of time because this guy's been pitching out of the bullpen his first major league start. Boy, what a job he has done.
Greg Allen down on the count 1-2 as Jason Shreve gets loose. 45 out of 71 pitches strikes for Domingo Germán. Greg Allen did not go. It's 2-2. If you're Aaron Boone, you couldn't be more pleased with what this young man's done here today in his first major league start.
Yeah, you never really know what to expect, but boy, he's made it look easy today.
Oh, that time he said he went. So Randazzo, the third base umpire, punching out Greg Allen, 1 away. That's 8 strikeouts now for Germán. Great clip of the game from yesterday. Francisco Lindor. His home run in the 5th inning gave the Indians a 1-0 lead, albeit it was a brief one. Eight homers on the year for Frankie. 6 of the 8 have given the Indians the lead. He also has 9 doubles.
Yeah, he's been on fire, hitting .436 over his 8-game hitting streak with 4 homers. 3 doubles, 9 ribbies, 10 runs scored. At 0 for 2 today. Indians still searching for that first hit.
Right back to the screen. 1-2. Germán struck out 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. And started this inning with a strikeout of Greg Allen. And Lindor stays alive. Up and away, 2-2. Frankie sends one high in the air, right field. Judge drifting back and comes in a few steps to make the catch. 2 down. Well, coming up on Tuesday, off day tomorrow, then the Indians and Brewers square off in Miller Park in Milwaukee. Corey Kluber goes against Wade Miley. Our coverage begins with Indians Live at 7. First pitch just after 7:30 on Pastime, Ohio, and streaming on Fox Sports Go. To the backstop. Second time that's happened.
We've seen in this series with Sanchez behind the plate, a lot of times pitches that are up in the zone, he doesn't get a glove up quick enough, does he?
No.
I'll tell you, one yesterday or the other night when Chapman was in the ball game, the ball went off the umpire's head, but I can understand when you're throwing 100 miles an hour. But when that ball's above his head, he has a tough time getting that glove up.
I suppose in one hand you say a catcher's so used to watching the ball into his glove, when you have to go above your head. As Kipnis takes another strike. Maybe it's just something he hasn't gotten used to doing enough of. I don't know. Because you're right. It seems like every time he's really whiffed, it's been a ball over his head.
Yes, it has.
Here's the 2-2 to Kipnis. Swing and a miss. Oh, what a game for Domingo Germán. In his first major league strike. 9 strikeouts, 6 no-hit innings.
Fans are going to receive a Francisco Lindor shirt. That'll be courtesy of Sherwin-Williams, and great seats are still available for the Central Division matchup. Go to Indians.com.
Swing and miss. Gleyber Torres dropped to a knee.
Yeah, I think he was trying to hit one out of the ballpark there. First pitch. Watch him.
A little more under control with that swing, fouling it off.
First one was like Adrian Beltre.
Foul out of play. Gleyber Torres struck out in the third inning. And the 1-2. Got him looking. Painted a fastball. And Torres caught peeking. 8 strikeouts now for Mike Clevenger.
Boy, these two guys, I mean, they have been dealing. That is just a perfect pitch. Excellent low fastball right at the knees. 8 strikeouts for Clevenger. His counterpart Herman has 9. They have both walked 2.
Brett Gardner 0 for 2. Takes a strike.
Nice curveball.
I'm guessing Herman's day is over. Action in the Yankee bullpen. They've got a right-hander up now.
Betances.
The 0-1. Up and away. Dylan Betances listening. It's Clevenger, by the way, 84 pitches, 53 strikes. Little number right back to Mike. And Clevenger throws him out, 2 down. Well, Arch, you know, we talked before about the injuries across baseball.
Yeah.
One of the few times this year the Yankees and Mets are home at the same time, and over across the East River in Queens, Mickey Callaway and the Mets have lost 5 in a row, and the injuries piling up. Jacob deGrom, who hyperextended that elbow, and remember he said he's going to make his next start?
Yes.
Well, now they put him on the DL today. And Yoenis Cespedes left in the first inning today with tightness in his hip after running the bases.
Yeah, they got off to a great start, and now they're coming back to the pack.
When it rains, it pours, huh?
Well, that happens, yes. Matter of fact, the Mets coming into today, they're 17-14.
Aaron Judge, a swing and a miss. It's 0-2, and Mike Clevenger is carving them up here today. Only 1 hit allowed. That was a leadoff single by Aaron Hicks in the 5th. And the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Clevenger has fanned 9 in 6 one-hit shutout innings of work. Your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Well, the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made after Domingo Germán in his first major league start went 6 no-hit innings, striking out 9. Dellin Betances comes on for the Yankees here in the 7th in a scoreless game. Mike Clevenger has allowed only 1 hit. Jose Ramirez, Michael Brantley, Edwin Encarnacion due up for the Indians. And Ramirez check swing foul.
Betances came in and pitched an inning in Friday night's game in relief of CC Sabathia. Pitched the 7th inning, gave up a hit, and had a couple of strikeouts. Oh,
that's gonna go foul. Boy, it stayed fair about a couple of feet up the line, and Ramirez alertly took off.
This is Betances' 9th appearance here at his home ballpark and is not allowed an earned run. That slider getting in on the hands there of Jose.
Foul at the first baseline. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 weeks ago, Sean Manaea threw the first no-hitter of 2018 when he no-hit the Red Sox. That was on April 22nd. And then Friday, 4 Dodger pitchers combined to throw a no-hitter against the Padres. And now here we are with the Yankees looking to combine for a no-hitter. There have been 12 combined no-hitters in Major League history. Not an easy thing to do, obviously.
No, it is not. Yes, he did.
Ball-play umpire Lance Barrett says that Ramirez went too far, and that gives the Yankees 10 strikeouts on the day.
Well, take a look at the very first start of Germán. Domingo Germán is 6 no-hit innings, and you can see the strikeouts. Variety of different pitches, the curveball, the changeup, the fastball. He really mixed his pitches well. He did walk 2, 9 punch-outs. And he was outstanding.
Michael Brantley 0 for 2. Yeah, the only hitter in the Indians lineup today that has not struck out is Lindor. One and 2. Strike 3 call. And that's 3 in a row for Yankee pitching.
Another slider coming from Betances. It'll drop into the strike zone on the outside edge. So 2 up, 2 down, both strikeouts.
Dylan Betances. Has been a workhorse for the Yankees in their bullpen over the last 4 years. Averaging right around 70 appearances per season. Last year he had 10 saves. The year before that, a dozen.
He's a big dude, man. 6'8", 265 pounds.
The 1-1. In off the plate. Betances, a New York native. Born right here in New York, went to high school in Brooklyn. His dad's been a cab driver for over 20 years. Just missed outside. That's a heck of a take by Encarnacion.
Yes, it is.
Tough one to take, but
you can see that's a tough, that's a good take on Edwin's part. He comes right back with another slider.
oh, he had one and fouled it back. Maybe just enough above that hitting zone that he couldn't quite square.
He wants that one back.
Payoff pitch. And a ground ball to short. Backhanded by Gregorius. And he throws him out. 7 no-hit innings in the books for New York. We are still scoreless. Stretch time in the Apple. Mike Clevenger has been nothing short of brilliant here today. Hottest team in baseball, the Yankees, winners in 14 of their last 15, averaging almost 6 runs a game, and he has shut them down, striking out 9.
He's dazzled today. He's walked 2. He's given up just the 1 single. And I'll tell you what, dealing. Been very aggressive, pounding the strike zone. Great sliders, his changeup, moving his fastball around, and he is still out there.
Stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Mike Clevenger, since 1974, 20 in the 3rd consecutive scoreless innings to start the year on the road. Longest streak for the Tribe since Doug Jones reeled off 26 in a row out of the bullpen in 1988.
Look at that. Yeah, that goes back to what, 74?
This is it's not quite what that would be. AM, it would be not quite after Manning. The year before you made your Major League debut.
Oh yeah, right. That's right. The year before 75. So you got to go back that far, and that's pretty impressive coming out on the road. He's been brilliant.
Didi Gregorius, 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the 4th. And takes a strike. Clevenger has been doing what pitchers who shut down teams do well, and that's he's using both sides of the plate, changing speeds very effectively. 1 down. I mean, nobody's hit a rocket off of him. It's not like defense is making spectacular plays. They're really not able to square him up today.
No, and their base hit was just a ground ball up the middle. He got the ground ball, but it didn't go at one of his fielders.
That's the first fly ball out since the first hitter of the game.
Yeah, since Gardner flew out to left field. You're right.
Everything
else. That's how good he's been. They haven't been able to hit it in the air.
Strikeouts, ground ball outs. There was one pop up on the infield in the 2nd inning, but he's been really good. He has struck out Gary Sanchez twice today. And a curveball in there for a strike to even the count. Wow. Timeout called. It looked like Clevenger was already into his motion, though. We've seen this lately. You know, the hitter might be calling for time before that pitcher starts into the motion, but by the time the umpire calls time, he's already.
We had one yesterday that was ridiculous. The guy was getting ready to throw the ball and he gave him timeout.
Outside 2-1.
This is one of those days when you're a center fielder. It's fun to play behind the pitcher and watch how he's just dealing and how the ball is moving. Guys are swinging at it, not doing much with it.
Check foul. 2-2.
Kept the ball down in the strike zone beautifully today.
Popped back out of play, and even though he has struck out 9 and there hasn't been a lot of action in the field, the defenders have been able to stay on their toes because he is pitching from in front. He's thrown a ton of strikes. 62 out of 95 pitches have been strikes. Just ate him up with another great fastball. Give Mike Clevenger a career-high 10 strikeouts.
Well, he's doing the best he can possibly do, man. His first start against the Yankees, and there's just a fastball elevated in the strike zone, but he's been down with everything, and next thing you know, you get that ball up a little bit, and it's a lot quicker than what it looks like.
Now Aaron Hicks, who has the only hit of this game. And he just slapped a ground ball right back up the middle in the 5th inning. And now Lindor's shading him that way. Two and 0. Clevenger's previous career high in strikeouts was 9. He did that on 3 different occasions. The last time was August 26th, a year ago, against Kansas City in a game in Cleveland. But today, a new career high 10 strikeouts. As Carl Willis looks on for Clevenger, who will make his 100th pitch of the day. To Kitness, a wicked backhander. And he throws him out. The Yankees go 1-2-3. And we go to the 8th. Still no score in the Bronx. A white knuckler here in New York as the Indians still looking for their first hit of the day. Yonder Alonso taking a called strike from Dellin Betances, who worked a 1-2-3 7th inning, striking out a pair. Domingo Germán, the starter, 6 no-hit innings, struck out a career high 9. There have been 12 combined no-hitters in Major League history. One of the most bizarre ones happened right here in Yankee Stadium back in '03 when 6 Astros pitchers, 6, combined to no-hit the Yankees. He did not go, and it's 1-2. Now the 1-2 up high. And that was at the old Yankee Stadium. So this new version of Yankee Stadium has not seen a no-hitter yet. Now the 2-2 to Alonso. Out of play, left side. Interesting in that when you look at it, the Yankees have had 10 no-hitters in their history in the regular season. You throw in Don Larson's perfect game in the World Series, that's 11 all time. But 7 times they have been no-hit by an opponent. Fouled back. Including one by our beloved, the late Bob Feller, back in 1946. That was at the old Yankee Stadium. Struck out 11 and walked 5. Two. Alonso with a ground ball, and it's into right field, a base hit.
There you go. There's your start.
So the Indians have their first hit of the day after 7 no-hit innings. And each team with 1 single on the afternoon.
We get a pinch runner now with Betances. And it's a breaking ball. He's had a very good slider and a very good command of it last inning and right here. But you can see they had the 3 over on the shift, and he beats them to the right of it. So the Indians get their first hit leading off the 8th inning.
Rajai Davis will pinch run at first base. And Yan Gomes at the plate.
Well, Davis in there for one reason, and that's the steal of base. We'll see if he shortens that leg kick up, because normally he can be pretty slow to home plate.
Low, ball 1.
I'm sure Davis has the green light when he gets a feel or a jump that he feels he can. He will be off and running. Sanchez now has a good arm, but if you can pick one of those sliders from Betances to run on, that's not an easy pitch to come and throw on. But as I said earlier, he's had pretty good command of that slider this afternoon. But did he step off?
Yeah. It was a little awkward looking, but he did step back. Now he throws to first, and Rajai easily back. Eighth inning, no score. Each team 1 hit aside. Rajai Davis, big lead at first. He's bluffing a move towards second base. There was the slider, but it was outside, and Gomes able to check his swing. It's 2-0. Rajai's off, and Gomes foul tips it back to the screen.
How many times have we seen that this year where an Indians hitter, after a guy is taken off, is going to swing the bat? You've got to take a pitch, fake a bunt, let him get to scoring position. He had a tremendous jump, and it looks like he would have stolen it easily, but a check swing to foul it off, that just, it's not good baseball. You've got to give him an opportunity.
Not running. Gomes singles to center field. And Rajai will stop at second base, so the Indians have their first 2 on with nobody out in the 8th inning.
Comes down, and he picked that ball up off the ground, boy. We tell you he's a good low ball hitter. How about that little 9-iron right up the middle? That's unbelievable. So the back-to-back singles, and now Mike Sarbaugh is coming to talk to Tyler Naquin about the situation here and what Terry Francona wants to do. This guy can't be easy to bunt on.
Well, you've got Greg Allen waiting on deck. Indians still have Geyer on the bench who could pinch hit for Greg Allen.
Well, they're pinching in at the corners. Gregorius is right behind Rajai at second base.
Betances is plenty concerned about Rajai.
He's taking a little more attention to Davis than he is the hitter right now.
Naquin squares and takes it for ball one.
The key here is getting a strike to bunt. Don't help him out.
And this is going to be the 30th pitch of the inning for Dellin Betances, or not of the inning, but since he came into the game, which was in the 7th. Jonathan Holder is up and ready in the Yankee bullpen. Naquin takes again, 2-0.
There you go. Make him throw a strike.
Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, is going to pay a visit to the mound. Funny how this game was so dominated by pitching through the first 7 innings that neither team had a need to go to the mound or anything of that nature. You didn't even have to get the bullpens up until Domingo Germán essentially ran out of pitches because it was his first start of the year after pitching out of the bullpen. But now Betances, after a 1-2-3 7th inning, surrenders back-to-back singles here in the 8th.
He's got to remind him, hey, look at you, you're still throwing a ball 97, 98. That's not easy to bunt.
Plus,
don't back off, and try to be too fine. They're trying to give you an out.
That's what I was going to ask you, Rick. In this situation, usually you tell the pitcher, look, they're trying to give you an out here. But I'm wondering, conversely, because it's the 8th inning, does the pitcher attack it any differently? Because, yeah, they're going to give me an out, but that's the go-ahead run now that's going to be at third base with only 1 out.
True, but he still has to lay the bunt down and make it a good one. If they move him up, then fine. Then you got to come and try and get a strikeout if that's the case. But you still have to let this guy give you that out if he's going to. You get yourself in trouble.
Oh, Rajai takes off for third. The throw is not in time. Rajai swipes third base.
How about that? You knew it was just a matter of time. He knew after the pitching coach came out. That, to me, is what Davis knew. After the pitching coach, he's not going to mess around. He's not going to throw to second base, and he took off, was very aggressive, and had a beautiful jump. And you can see the throw because at third base they were pinching in. And Duhar here, the hand's in there by the time the keg. That was very good. He was safe, no doubt. Here comes the hand, and then watch the tag around the elbow. He's in there.
7th stolen base of the year for Rajai. So first and third, nobody out. The pitch was a strike to Naquin. The Yankees now bring the infield in.
Yeah, no, that allows Naquin to swing the bat.
And he breaks his bat, singles into center field. Indians take the lead. Rajai Davis scores, and it's 3 straight singles to start the 8th for Cleveland.
How about that? Beautiful. The hustle of Davis into pinch run for Alonso, and the next thing you know, he gives Tyler Naquin the green light to hit because he's in scoring position. He gets a 3rd straight hit of the inning, and right back up the middle. No, offensively, they didn't have a hit for the first 7 innings. Now they have 3 consecutive, and they take a 1-0 lead here in the 8th.
Boos rained down on Dellin Betances. He's out. Aaron Boone makes a move to the bullpen for Jonathan Holder, and we'll be right back. 1-0 Cleveland. The bottom or the top of the 8th for Cleveland. Mix in a Rajay Davis stolen base. And the new pitcher is Jonathan Holder. After Dellin Betances is chased, he made 32 pitches. 8th appearance of the year for Holder. Pitched a scoreless 8th inning in Monday's loss at Houston. There's a throw down to second base. And Gomes sliding and sort of rolling back into second base.
Well, that's the case where we always say, when you're that base runner, you just have to make sure the guy does his job. Let him bunt the ball and put it in play. A lot of times slower runners try to get a big jump, and what happens if he bunts through it or he takes one, you're going to be way off the bag. Trust that he's going to have a good bunt and put one down.
Popped right back to the screen, 1-1.
Well, these the little things you have to do in a one-run game. Move the runners, put the bunt down.
We were in Puerto Rico in a similar situation. Greg Allen at the plate could not get a bunt down, and that's Terry Francona talked about that later. And he pops it up. That's what he did in Puerto Rico. One down.
You've got to get the bunt down. That's all part of your game.
One away.
Check the bat out and see if it dips down at the end, and it just, he didn't get on top of it and pops it straight up. Not a good job.
So one out. Francisco Lindor to the plate. He's 0 for 3 on the afternoon. The only hitter in the starting lineup today who has not struck out. And Holder misses outside, ball 1. Down and in, 2-0. Two on, 1 out. Indians in front, 1-0. And Lindor yanks it to right field. Down the line it goes. Gomes scores. Naquin flying around third. He'll be stopped there. Francisco Lindor with an RBI double to make it 2-0 Cleveland. Boy, he didn't hit it hard, Arch, but it was perfectly placed.
It was a curveball. He started them out change up, and then throws the curveball. So he will get his hitting streak to 9 games, and it looked like he got it off the end of the bat, but it scores Gomes easily. He goes cruising into second with his 10th double and sets up this for a big inning. Now the infield has to come in. He'll give Kip an opportunity to drive home a run.
The inning started when Yonder Alonso delivered the first hit of the game for the Tribe. And Yan Gomes punched a single into center field. Rajay Davis stole third, came home on Tyler Naquin's RBI hit. Now the RBI double by Lindor to plate Gomes. It's 2-0. Kipnis looks, it's outside. Here's the 1-1. Back out of play. Ellen Betances charged with both runs that have scored, and he's responsible for Naquin at third base. Out of play.
Indians did not have a hit for the first 7 innings. Boy, once they got their first one, it seems it got it rolling. Davis with the big stolen base in that inning.
Yeah, 4 hits in the inning now.
One more hit here would be beautiful.
Count stays 1-2. And Gary Sanchez will stroll to the mound. This is what Aaron Boone talked about the other day with the new rules limiting the number of mound visits. He's like we don't tell our catchers to not go to the mound. If you're not sure, go to the mound. Make sure you get it right.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything close, have we, in the games that we've played?
Maybe one time we get down to 1 mound visit. But I think teams are they're more aware of it, so they're not just, going out there all the time.
Yeah, a lot of catchers used to do that last year. Just go on out to go out, it seemed like.
Off the glove of Sanchez. Here comes Naquin. The throw is wild. Naquin scores. Lindor dives back in safely at third. It's 3-0 Cleveland.
Scoring on the wild pitch, I believe they're going to call it. Let's see.
Another look.
Yeah, I want to take a look again.
You can call it a wild pitch, but I think
you know what? Watch how slow he is at turning that glove over to go catch it. Once the ball gets back, in comes Naquin. Had to be a perfect throw, if any, if he's going to get it. It'll be a pass ball. Okay, it certainly could have been caught.
Kipnis to left field. Gardner makes the catch, but he's back on his heels, and Lindor will score. A 4-run 8th for Cleveland. Kipnis picks up his 13th run batted in. That was executed really well. Mike Sarbaugh, Francisco Lindor.
He never strayed off the bag. He stayed right there.
Kipnis puts it in play. Gardner's back on his heels. You get to the bag, you time it up, and you just go.
Look at, he did not move. He was ready to go as soon as that ball went in the air, and they made the most of this inning with their 4 hits, boy. 3 singles, a double. They score on a pass ball, a sacrifice fly, and they now have a 4-0 lead.
And with 2 down, Jose Ramirez at the plate, 0 for 2 today. Jose was the first Cleveland batter to reach in this game, and it came in the 4th inning with 2 outs. The first 11 had been retired by Domingo Germán, and then he walked Ramirez on 4 pitches. And now Ramirez with a liner to first to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. The Indians with 4 runs on 4 hits in the 8th inning alone now have the lead. defensively to take over at first base. Mike Clevenger back out here to start the 8th inning at 100 pitches. And Neil Walker takes a strike.
Well, he has just put zeros on the board and stay aggressive. He has done a tremendous job holding this tough lineup down today.
Tyler Olson, left-hander, and Cody Allen, the closer, both up in the Cleveland bullpen. Missed outside, 2-1. Just a bit outside, 3-1. Fouled on the right side. This is a situation where you know Terry's not going to let Mike Clevenger get himself into a big mess here, but I just wonder how much leeway does he give him in this 8th inning.
Well, got all right-handed hitters coming up. I would think that if Olson's ready, maybe for Gardner, if they get that far.
And he walks the leadoff man. 3rd walk of the game for Clevenger. And as you mentioned, Miguel Andujar, Tyler Austin, Gleyber Torres, all right-handed bats, and then Brett Gardner, the left-handed hitter, should the inning get that far.
See if Clev can get himself another ground ball here. Get the double play. Epp turned one today, and it was off the bat of Andujar. Right here in the 5th inning. After they had the first 2 aboard, they got their first base hit to lead off that 5th inning. Then he walked Walker again. And he got the double play ball and got out of the inning.
One and one. He has not been out of the stretch since that double play ball that Andujar hit. Popped it up on the infield. Kipnis, or rather Lindor takes it. Kipnis was vacating the area quickly. 1 down. And now Tyler Austin. Swing and a miss. 110 pitches for Mike Clevenger, so I don't know that Tito would even entertain the thought of allowing him enough pitches to try and go the distance here today.
He has 2 more hitters.
His last road game was a shutout in Baltimore, and Redbird says the last Indians pitcher to have back-to-back road shutouts was your man Bert Blyleven in 1985.
Wow.
He did it at Texas and then at Milwaukee. The 1-1. And Tyler Austin in the hole, a ball and 2 strikes.
He has had a good slider today. He's been able to get Austin twice and Torres twice. As a matter of fact, the on-deck hitter.
Man, oh man. This looked like a really good pitch, especially the way he's been throwing it all day long. Maybe dipped a little low. Now a full count. Foul out of play over the Yankee dugout.
In that shutout that he threw in Baltimore, Matty, 2-hitter, threw 107 pitches in that ball game.
Now the 3-2. Oh man. Again, it just dips low, and Austin able to lay off second walk of the inning. And Tito is going to make the move. Clevenger, 116 pitches on the afternoon, but he will leave with 2 on and 1 out here in the 8th inning. And we'll see. It's got to be Cody Allen, I would think.
Sunshine brought a lot of sunshine to that Indians dugout today, the way he pitched against this Yankee team.
Indians closer Cody Allen will be coming on here in the 8th inning with 1 out. But Terry Francona figures with an off day tomorrow, I can maybe afford to extend Cody Allen a little longer than normal. And that's the plan here in New York. Let's take a look at the top half of this 8th inning in case you missed it. The Indians were no hit through 7. And then Yonder Alonso starts the 8th with a base hit. And then he's lifted for pinch runner Rajay Davis. Yan Gomes singles up the middle.
Pick that one right up off the ground. And now you're going to see the play right here. Davis gets in there as he steals third, and that allows Tyler Naquin now to swing the bat. They had him trying to bunt. He took a couple of balls, and then he gets the base hit to get him on the board, and they didn't quit there. A double by Lindor. Scores Gomes, and now we'll see a pass ball.
Naquin scored easily. The throw was wild. And then Kipnis with a sac fly to left. Scored Lindor. 4 runs on 4 hits.
Yeah, took advantage of that inning. It worked out beautiful for him.
And so now Terry Francona calls on Cody Allen. And this is a key situation, obviously, in this game. But more importantly, it's been a stretch here for the Indians bullpen in which they have really struggled. Since Andrew Miller went on the disabled list, the Indians bullpen has allowed at least 1 run in all 11 games that he has been out. And that is the most in the majors during that time. They have allowed a total of 34 runs.
Well, this is where you really want to slam it. Close that door. They have had no life today. This crowd has been sitting on their hands. This is the only time they've been able to cheer. There's only one other time they had 2 guys on, and he got the double play ball.
Popped out of play to the right. Gleyber Torres has fanned twice today, but the young man has good power. He homered in the series opener. Up the ladder he goes, and strike 2 on Torres. 2 on, 1 out, 0-2 pitch. Again, a high fastball, but Torres able to go all the way up the ladder and get to it to stay alive. Sky-high pop. Center field. Greg Allen calls for it. Naquin is calling for it. Allen able to call him off. 2 down. And now we go to the top of the order. And Brett Gardner. Gardner 0 for 3 here today. Cody Allen with a fastball, strike 1. A appeal, he did not go. 1-1. Mike Clevenger this afternoon, 7 1/3 innings of 1 hit, shutout baseball. He walked 4, struck out a career high 10 batters on a career high 116 pitches. Looking on now is Cody Allen. Tries to get out of this 8th inning. Two and 1. You can't emphasize enough how important this at bat is for the Indians, because Aaron Judge is waiting on deck.
Yeah.
Fouled back, 2-2. Might be the biggest number 2 hitter in the history of the game.
Without a doubt. And that's where you want to keep him. You want him leading off that 9th inning. You don't want to see him in this inning.
Gardner fouls it out of play. It stays 2-2. The longest tenured Yankee in pinstripes, Brett Gardner, with 2 on, 2 out in the 8th. And the 2-2 pitch is low, full count. And this Sunday afternoon crowd, which has been shut out by Indians pitching all day long, finally feels like they've got at least a chance to cheer. The runners go, the 3-2, line to center, base hit. Walker will score. Austin to third, tying run coming to the plate.
Well, you had to throw him a strike here. It's a fastball down, and he just lines it right into center field. Did not try to do much with it. That'll drive home their first run. Keep runners at first and third and bring up the big boy to home plate, which is the tying run. So that ends Clevenger's streak of zeros on the road.
Yeah. That run charged to Clevenger, and the runner at third his responsibility as well. Good block by Gomes. You can hear the groan of the crowd at 95. Judge took a mighty hack, but Allen able to throw it by him.
Yeah, that elevated fastball, not a bad idea when you're pitching to Judge.
Low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Judge has struck out 5 times in the series. But right now he's got the count in his favor. And another high heater, 2-2. Good location. Not only was it up, but it was on the outside part of the strike zone. The 2-2 to right field. Naquin dives. He can't make the play. Austin scores. Gardner going to be waved around. He's going to score as well. It's a 1-run game.
Line drive, and it was down, and he drops the head out there, and here comes Tyler Naquin to try and dive and get it, but that ball gets underneath the glove and trickles away from him. By then, by the time he gets up, they throw it to second base. Judge is going to get the double, and that allowed Gardner to come all the way around from first to score with 2 outs. And now the tying run is on second base. And the go-ahead run comes to the plate.
What a crazy game. Through 7 innings, these two teams had combined for 1 hit. But here in the 8th, it has been a different story. The Indians 4 runs on 4 hits in the top of the 8th, and now the Yankees 3 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the 8th. The tying run at second base. Terry Francona talking to home plate umpire Lance Barrett about something.
Don't know what they're talking about.
The batter is Didi Gregorius. 0 for 3 here this afternoon.
7 and 2 strikeouts against Cody Allen in his career. And Cody looking for that final out here in the 8th inning.
Gregorius 0 for 8 in the series. 2-0.
They're just going to put him on.
And it brings up Gary Sanchez. The walks were the impetus for the Yankees here in the 8th. Clevenger walked 2 and then was removed. And then with 2 outs, back-to-back RBI hits by Gardner and Judge off Cody Allen. Now the intentional pass to Gregorius. And Gary Sanchez, the batter, 0 for 3 on the day. Judge the tying run at second base. Gregorius the go-ahead run at first. Oh and 2. And the 0-2 from Cody Allen. Nice stop by Gomes. That spike curve can sometimes cause a catcher a lot of problems, because if that thing bounces in the dirt, it's bad enough you've got the tying run in scoring position. You don't want to put the go-ahead run also in scoring position on a ball that maybe gets away. Low and away, 2-2.
Boy, and already 23 pitches for Cody, trying to get out of this 8th inning to get his second out.
Sanchez, the 5th batter he has faced, though Gregorius essentially he didn't really have to face. Threw a couple of pitches and then they just put him on. Here's the 2-2. In the air, center field, Greg Allen is there, makes the catch, and the Yankees strand 2, but they score 3, and it's a 1-run game headed to the 9th. Authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Ninth inning in New York. 4-3 Indians. Fourth pitcher of the afternoon for the Yankees is Chasen Shreve, making his second appearance in the series. His first one was not a good one. He came on in the 8th inning of the series opener and did not retire a batter. Gave up a walk, 3 hits, and was charged with 3 runs. I'm sorry, 4 runs. Now he'll face Michael Brantley. I don't know if he's only on for the one hitter. They do have a right-hander up in the bullpen. Right-hander A.J. Cole getting loose. In the dirt, 1-1. Yankee pitching has fired 135 pitches here this afternoon.
Boy, there was a lot of zeros on the board, and both teams waited to score in that 8th inning. The Indians put 4 on the board in the top half. The Yankees answered with 3 in the bottom half.
Strike is called, and it's 2-2. In baseball, if you're in one dugout, you feel like the other team gets all the close calls. You don't get any close calls, and the other dugout feels like the exact same thing is going on. In particular, when you're in Yankee Stadium, you always feel like there are external forces working against you. As Brantley lifts a lazy fly ball to left field. 1 down, but in between innings, Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire, went over to the Yankee dugout and he scolded. I don't know who in specific, but he scolded them saying, "I'm not going to listen to it anymore. Stop complaining about pitches." It was as clear as day. But you know, Arch,
He heard enough.
you get guys who like the bench jockey,
Yeah,
and you hoot and holler, and after a while an umpire said, "Okay, that's enough."
comes a point in time, all right, that's it, I've heard enough.
Edwin pops one out of play.
Yeah, you can only listen to so much before you finally say, all right, I've had it. I mean, there was nobody that they only had 1 hit through the first 7 innings between both teams.
And then a baseball game broke out in the 8th inning.
Yeah, right.
Way outside, 1-1.
But I mean, both starters, they came out and they were just throwing strikes, pounding the zone, and this game had a move to it. But I'll tell you what, that last inning, the 8th, that just put the brakes on it. Once you get into the bullpens, boy, they slow the whole tempo of a ball game down.
It didn't have any, there weren't any clear signs that that was going to happen, because Betances came on in the 7th.
Right.
Struck out the first 2, 1, 2, 3. The Indians went and felt like, oh, well, here we go again. But then in the 8th, boy, it all changed when the leadoff single by Alonso snuck through the infield. 2-2. Yonder Alonso's base hit. He was replaced by Rajay Davis as a pinch runner. He stole third and eventually came around to score the first run of the game. It would be the first of 4 for the Indians in that 8th inning. 2-2. Low, full count. Eric Gonzalez, who then went into the game to take over at first base, looking for his first at bat of the afternoon. And a swing and a miss. 2 down. Revisiting today's storylines, brought to you by your Ford dealers. Indians try to slow the Yankees' roll. They've won 14 out of 15. You can't do much better than Mike Clevenger did to slow a team down. And with 2 down, Eric Gonzalez the batter. If you missed it, the Indians had to make a decision Friday. Giovanni Urshela was eligible to come off the disabled list, and it was either he or Eric Gonzalez. They decided to keep Eric Gonzalez, and Urshela was designated for assignment. 1-0 pitch, foul back. It's certainly something that Urshela has had to deal with throughout his career to this point, is injuries. You know, he's had a lot of dings and injury situations that have sidelined him for periods of time, and this year couldn't have happened at a worse time. You're trying to make the club out of spring training.
And was playing very, very well, hitting the ball.
If you had to handicap in spring training as a horse race, you'd have said Urshela had the lead. But then the injury opened the door for Gonzalez. The 1-2. Fouled back. And then the other night in Cleveland, on the eve of the decision, Eric went out and had himself a ball game.
Yes, he did.
That doubleheader.
The homer away from the cycle.
Yep. Particularly difficult for Eric Gonzalez because he and Urshela were so close as friends, not just teammates. They were signed at the same time, played in the minors as teammates. That 2-2. He got a piece of it, but Sanchez holds on. Bottom of the 9th coming up, 4-3 Cleveland. for our Chevrolet play of the game, and the play of Mike Clevenger was tremendous all day long. His first 7 innings, 1 hit, shutout baseball, striking out a career-high 10. Then in the 8th inning, he tried to extend him with all the issues they've had with the bullpen of late. And he walked a couple of batters. He left. Those 2 eventually came around to score. But really, you just can't say enough about what he did here this afternoon.
He was awesome today. I mean, he gets charged with 2 runs. You know, Cody let in a couple of inherited runners and gave up 1 of his own. But now he's trying to nail it down here.
And Aaron Hicks, Neil Walker, Miguel Andujar due up for New York here in the 9th. Hicks 1 for 3 on the day. Two and 0. Fouled on the right side. Couple of relievers up in the Cleveland bullpen. And a strike call. He almost chased after it, but he held up. And now you got a full count. To center field, Greg Allen racing back. It's over his head. And now New York has the tying run in scoring position to open the bottom of the 9th.
Well, he went at him with a fastball, and it was down in his zone, and he drives it over the head of Allen in center field. That ball was smoked. It short hops the wall at about 408 feet away. So the leadoff double and the tying run is on here in the bottom of the 9th.
Neil Walker is the batter. He has walked twice. Tying run. Hicks at second base. Right field. Tie game. Winning run to second.
Here's the curveball that Walker's going to be able to go down and keep fair. So back-to-back doubles. He gets that in the corner. His first hit of the day, his 3rd double of the year. Ties this ball game at 4, and Tito Francona is going to go make a pitching change.
Cody Allen officially goes 2/3 of an inning. He faces 7 batters and has allowed 4 hits, couple of runs. And he's responsible now for that potential winning run at second base. The ground ball machine, Dan Otero, is coming on when we come back. Giving up back-to-back doubles, and just like that, the Yankees have tied the game. Winning run is at second base. Dan Otero coming on. Bottom part of the order, but after Miguel Andujar, who's going to bat here, Giancarlo Stanton now stands in the on-deck circle to bat for Tyler Austin. Andujar is 0 for 3 today, 2 for 10 in the series. Inside ball one. Ground ball to third. Ramirez looks him back. One down. And Giancarlo Stanton will bat with one out in the bottom of the ninth. First time he's pinch hit this year, because normally he's in the lineup every day.
They just put him on.
Intentional walk issued. And Gleyber Torres 0 for 3 to the plate. Swinging a foul back.
See if Danny O can get his ground ball he's looking for. They can turn a double play and get out of this inning.
You know, for what we've seen of Torres in this series, he seems like a guy who his first move is to kind of drop that back shoulder, and he's trying to elevate everything.
Yeah, you're right. Well, he had that one swing today off Clevenger where he fell to one knee on the very first pitch of his second at bat.
1 ball, 2 balls, and a strike. The 2-1 and off the plate. Two on, 1 out. Tie game, bottom of the ninth. 3-1 pitch, ground and foul. You know, Rick, I do wonder. Cody Allen did not give up a run in his first 10 appearances this year. But that game on Monday, in which he used 41 pitches, wonder what the after effects have been. He didn't pitch Tuesday or Wednesday. 22 pitches Thursday, 19 pitches Friday, and then 32 more here today. The 3-2 to center field. Greg Allen back, still going back at the wall. It is gone. Well, ain't that a kick in the teeth?
That ball had some carry, boy. Frustration sets in for the Indians as they're swept here in Yankee Stadium. And that ball goes into their bullpen, and this crowd goes away happy that had nothing to cheer about for the first 7 innings.
Again, it was a game that through 7 innings had seen 1 hit. 1 hit through 7 innings. And then the Indians scored 4 in the top of the 8th. Only to watch the Yankees come back with 3 in the bottom of the 8th. They tie it and then win it in the bottom of the 9th. And New York is now 24-10 on the season. They've won 15 out of their last 16. And the Indians are swept and fall back to 500 at 17-17 on the year. Wow. All right, guys, this is going to be a tough one to reach.